Hello, Tony here. Guess where I am? Back on our website, and it's at www.religionsociety.net. I'm tapped into area of study 1, which is called Responding to the Search for Meaning. And this area of study we've been working in general terms in really since we've began the course. The elements that we've been working on from Bernard Lonergan helping us throughout the whole of the course, we hope, and particularly in this area, and in outcome 3 where we're looking more specially at the significance of life experience. So the search for meaning and the responding to the search for meaning, which is the first area of study, are our focus at this point in our course. Now, the graphic here that we've already worked on, the garden gate, is just one tool really that helps us understand how Bernard Lonergan can be used, how the ideas of Lonergan can be used to make sense of our world, and in particular make sense of religion. So I'm going to recommend that you have a look at that. This can be watched most easily by clicking on full screen, and you'll find that takes you to the scribed page, which gives you some capacity to download it. You can see the exact same thing off our learning areas. It's in the folders there, and but here's the garden gate that you've already written about. Now, Bernard Lonergan's theory, of course, is that if we are attentive, intelligent, reasonable, and responsible, that we are consciously trying to come to terms with our reality. So that's what you try to do in regard to the garden gate, and people had varying success at that, varying kinds of descriptions of that reality and the possibilities for meaning. Many saw it in terms of the gate leading to an abyss, or to the other, or to the out there, which is a great way of interpreting it, but not the only one. The garden gate obviously sets some limits on the frame of the picture, and Lunig is certainly showing us that the world, there is a world, or a universe if you like, bigger than our own little world, that has its parameters by the garden. Now, this particular production started as a PowerPoint, and you can get the PowerPoint off our learning areas and go through it in that way as well. But what's going on here is an introduction to theology and an introduction to critical thinking that is grounded in our very experience of the universe. And I'm grateful to my friend at Loretto, Peter Foord, who at one stage, a long time ago now, put this together. The first slide you come to is that uses that technical term theology, which we know is, according to Anselm, is faith-seeking understanding, fides quaerens intellectum. It assumes the reality of a mystery, a divine mystery that is at the heart of all things. So theology gives a big yes to the God of all creation, and it's trying to understand ecology, the reality of our world, the ecos, our home, literally. So, as a quote from Karl Rahner there, "The Christian of the future will be a mystic, or he or she will not exist at all." Karl was a theologian in the 50s and 60s. He attended the Vatican Council and was very influential in that period. But what he was trying to say is that mysticism, the deep thinking, deep attention, deep pondering, right? That's what Lonergan's talking about, attentive and intelligence. Someone who is deeply concerned to try to understand at a deep level. They'll be the ones for whom truth can exist, and it's only that kind of truth that is going to be of hope for Christianity. So here's the flow in the next diagram, and this is the one that I'm going to leave you with, and after that the rest follows this. Now I hope not just in this slide but in the rest of the course you start to notice the pattern of be attentive, be intelligent, be reasonable, and be responsible. And here it is in another format here. It's a flow, and experience being attentive to our smelling, to our seeing, to our hearing, to our tasting, to our touching, paying attention to that, looking for insight into it. What can this experience possibly mean? What's it about? And considering all the possibilities for meaning, and attempting to see the depth of them, the possibilities, and to notice there the God within, the mystery, the holy mystery that is at the core of all things, the deep truth that matters in this instance, and then making good decisions about our response. It's the basic flow for theology, and it's how this conversation continues on in the PowerPoint and the remainder of this presentation. It uses those 4 headings as markers along the track, and whilst it's literally a PowerPoint or this running slideshow, you'll be able to follow it fairly easily, I think, and some notes along the way will be helpful for you. But that pattern you're going to see a lot. You'll see it in pretty much all of the elements that we have a look at in trying to come to terms with the flow, if you like, of human experience into the formation of belief, and then categories of belief that lead to the expression of that belief. So same pattern repeated, and learning it now by rote virtually is going to be very helpful for you. So all the best. Go down, watch the rest of the PowerPoint in whatever form you can. I've just loaded it down here as well so you can see it. It goes for quite a while. There are 54 slides, but take your time through it and see if you can understand in a deeper way how theology and ecology are related, and notice the flow of experience through to connectedness, to truth, and to our response, goodness and truth, and our response to goodness and truth.